Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Brooke Brigham, I'm the attorney.
And I'm Tess Brigham, I'm the therapist.
And today we are talking about Love is Blind, Season 7. We are on episode 12, which is the last regular episode. There will be a reunion next week that we will also talk about. This episode is called Leap of Faith.
Yes.
And this is the wedding episode.
Yes.
So after the last episode, we were down to 3 couples.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we start out with another one bites the dust.
Yes. Very quickly. Very quickly.
Yes.
Maybe the producers were like, we can't have one more breakup in this episode. We got to move this to the next one.
Right.
It's just too much for people to take.
Yeah. There's only so much disappointment you can take in a week on this show. So we open up with Marissa and Ramses having a serious talk.
Yeah, basically where we left off, really, like in the same moment. They're both sitting on that bed. Same exact moment. This was that same conversation.
Okay. So if you recall, Ramses had a lot of trepidation about whether this was going to work long term because of Marissa's, basically 1 week out of the month, she's out of commission.
Not even 1 week. I mean, I would think it's like a couple days.
Well, she said 1 week. She said 1 week a month, like I'm going to be like this, but you have me the other 3 weeks, something like that. But that's not enough for him. So, I don't know when he started. Maybe it started before that. Anyway, he's clearly breaking up with her. He's kind of figuring out how to break up with her. And it's very awkward. And the stuff that he says, and, she's talking about, well, it's a risk falling in love. And she's trying to normalize all this. And he says that he talked to some of his relatives regarding his first marriage and he learned some things. And he's scared to hurt her because he didn't realize how much he hurt his first wife. And then he says, love just isn't enough. And I mean, he's just kind of like throwing things out there to see what sticks because he knows he wants to break up with her, but he doesn't really have like a solid reason why. Then he settles on one thing that he doesn't like living with her day to day.
Yeah. Ramses he's an interesting one, I have to say, because he is someone who, who's right. Like how he sees himself really does not match up with like what is real and true to him. Because I think that he's been rebelling against this very conservative religious background that he's had for all these years. And so, right, what do people do? They go in this extreme. And so I think part of that is like, he has these very different kind of, views on the world and how things are. But the other thing that I also think like the way in which he dresses, his vibe, his whole like, I'm a cool guy, I'm this, I'm hip, I'm whatever. And the problem is that cool guy that you want to project out to everyone doesn't match what you're saying right now. Because what you're really saying is, I can't be mellow about this. I can't wait and see what happens. I can't trust that things are going to work out. I can't do any of that. Like I don't want that. I want something else. And it's like, yeah, and that's okay, but just own why you're doing this. It's just like, I thought this would work for me. And I'm realizing now that this time frame doesn't work for me. That's really what it is. He should not have, I said this last time, he should not have done the show because he needs more reassurance. And he's blaming her because he doesn't have the reassurance that he wants. And it's like, but what she keeps saying to him is, yeah, that's time. That's time. Time will show you. Time will tell us.
She even said, you shouldn't have come on this show then if you can't, if 3 weeks is not enough time for you. And he said, well, it would have been enough time basically with someone else, because then he says that he just doesn't like her energy, that her energy is too much for him.
Oh,
you look like you've never heard this before.
No. I mean, I remember him saying that. It's really Ramses. One thing Ramses says like a lot. And it really made me wonder, how much am I saying like? Because he's like, it's like this. And it's like, like what, like, do you notice that? And so it's really hard to follow him. I find it hard to follow him.
Well, this is what he said. He said, that it's about their energy, living and coexisting in the same space. Her energy is too much for him. It was fine in Cabo and everything else, whatever everything else means. But now she's bringing in her work and her everyday stress, and it's just too much for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he also said that he, with her, he was just following his feelings.
Yes.
That's caused him problems in the past. And he's learned he can't just follow his feelings. He needs to be more logical. And he's just brushing things aside, which I think the logical thing, like you just said, he wants to present as this cool, laid back, go with the flow guy.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he really needs, if that's not working for him.
Yeah.
He needs more logic and reassurance.
He needs more like he needs to know.
He needs to know, yes.
For sure. And this is what I wrote down, which is when he talks about like this idea of following your feelings and, because he's been following his feelings, he's made the wrong choices. And I'm like, no. It's not about following the wrong feelings. It's about what's behind your feelings. Why are you choosing this? It's like, what's motivating you? Is it fear or is it love? And it sounds like he's really saying, I've made a lot of choices in my life out of fear. Fear, it sounds like younger was fear to please the family.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think really what the truth is that fear of, I went on television and then got into this. And now I'm realizing I don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not saying that, people get very upset when you say things like trusting your gut or like following your feelings or following logic, like what's the right way of doing it. It's just, a lot of this is trial and error. And I do understand for Ramses that like, he does not want to get divorced again. Like that is such a fear of his. That is such a fear. And I hear that. But then again, you then have to think about the motivation to go on the show.
Yeah.
Like so I think I would have a lot more respect for him if he said, listen, I've realized by going on the show and being in this process with you that this shouldn't, that this isn't how I want to get married again.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, it's true. And I don't know. And then she said something about, she kind of didn't understand why he's now bringing up her energy, because she says that I was the same in the pods as I am now. She said for the first time in a relationship, she was really herself and trying to really be herself. And she says, you told me you love me for who I am. All guys love the first few months of dating because the energy is great. And she's pleading her case here. She sees their different energy as a positive. And she just doesn't understand why, nothing has changed with her energy. And I agree with, I feel she was the same all the way through. It's just that he didn't like it. Like it was okay while it was just having fun and flirting and being in Cabo and having sex. But being with her in that apartment day to day, he doesn't like her energy.
Yes. Well, yeah. And then he talks about these energies coexisting in the same space and day-to-day stresses. And it's like, but Ramses, no matter who you're with, they're going to have day-to-day stresses. So you can't really blame that. But one of his big things was, am I going to have a moment to myself? It's like, not if you have kids. Like, I just think he's very, very immature. And I think that's one of the reasons why he didn't like the idea of her, like the birth control issue and the fact that she wanted to speed up this timeline. Like, I think this guy maybe felt like he lived for other people for a long time. And that's fine. You're in your selfish era. Take it, own it. Great. But don't go on a goddamn show.
Yeah.
Don't. And then get this woman, worked up about any of this. And what I think what she was saying to him too was a bit of like, which I think is true, is I don't know how much he's ever even said any of this to her. Like, has he ever turned to her in the last couple of weeks and said, I hear you. This is a lot. I just need a few moments to myself. Like, did you ever communicate any of this to her? Did you ever say to her? Yeah.
She says she's just baffled because she's talking about how 2 days ago he was telling her that, he was so excited about the wedding. They're picking out their song. And, she seemed extremely stunned. Like, he had not even hinted that anything was wrong. And she felt like, they had that thing about the sex or whatever, but got through that. And that, clearly he's in his selfish era. He doesn't even want to wear a condom. He doesn't want to compromise anything.
Any pleasure, any of his pleasure. I cannot not have my pleasure, so I wrote this down too. I said, Ramses doesn't want to work on anything. He wants something tailor-made. He does not want to work. He wants someone to fit right in. And I think that, Marissa worked well. She fit in the beginning, but then when she stopped fitting, it's not working. And then when she called him on this whole thing about you shouldn't have come on the show, he then just contradicts her and says, well, I think that 3 weeks is enough time. I just didn't know I was going to feel this way. And it's like, again, I think he's so confused. He is so confused about any of it, about what he really needs, what he wants. I'm sorry. I have a bone to pick with these casting directors. Like, what are the questions that you're asking these people?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he had some romantic notion, like a lot of these people do, that, maybe this will really work. And he says, we did fall in love. We were bonded. And how could we have known how we would have felt in person?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Which is true. And that is valid. And in a way, look, I would rather have it end this way than him go through with the wedding and then they break up and all that. I mean, I have to say, at least he had the courage to do that.
But he wouldn't admit his part in it. I just didn't feel like he would own, he would own where he's at and how he's feeling and why he hasn't expressed these things. And then he starts talking in the past tense. And I'm like, oh shit. Then she starts begging him. And I'm like, Marissa, stop begging him. Stop, please. And then I was like, oh no, Marissa's calling Vanessa.
She's calling Vanessa. You better get out of there quick, Ramses.
Oh, Ramses, you better go. You better try to get a passport to another country. Vanessa is coming. Vanessa is coming. The minute she called her mom, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, you're in danger, girl.
Yeah, you are in danger.
I don't know.
And she's beside herself during this whole thing. I'm like, can you interview her later? Can she have a minute? For God's sakes. I mean, oh God, my heart broke for her. It really, really broke for her. Like her saying this hurts so bad and all of that. I was just like, oh, Marissa. But yeah, you're right. It's better for her to rip off the Band-Aid now and do this now than God forbid, do it at the altar, or even worse, be married for a year or two, or even worse, have kids and then, and then get here.
And he delivers, the classic line, it's not you, it's you. Oh, thanks, Ramses. That just makes everything just better. It's not you, it's me.
Yeah. It's just that you're not desirable and you're not a fun I don't like living with you.
Yeah. I don't like your energy. I don't like living in the same space with you. I don't
want to wear a condom.
Don't want to wear a condom. The thought of not being able to have
Children.
sex one week out of the month really bothers me. Yeah, I don't want to have children for,
5
3 to
years.
5, 6, 7, 8 years.
And for me, that doesn't really matter because I'm a man. But for you,
Right.
that would mean that you are shit out of luck if it doesn't work with us.
Yeah. So yeah.
You'll find someone great, Ramses.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Good riddance.
I do wonder about these two, because I do wonder if they would be the kind of couple that would try to make it work, like dating and make it work after the fact. But I don't know. I don't know if she's so gone with him. But I mean, it wasn't a lack of love or liking each other or being attracted to each other. I think it was time. I mean, I feel like a lot of this was for him time.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if they had just given it more time. Because I do think one of the things about this show that is attractive to people, whether they're aware of it or not, is just how it wraps everything up in a bow. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, here's this thing. You want to meet someone, you're looking for someone, you feel frustrated by how the world, about things. You've gone on all these dates. And so you get to this place where you can meet, fall in love, get engaged, go on a trip, and do all of this in a 6-week time frame. And it's all laid out for you. And I think that people think that they're going to enjoy that more than they really do.
Yeah.
That's just or think it's going to give them something more than they want and take away all of the unknowns of falling in love and being in love and all of that. And it's like, no, you're still, just like she's saying, that's the price of admission. Price of admission of love is heart, it's potential heartbreak.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to outsource like all the negative parts of having to meet people and then dates. And I mean, they do sort of date, but it's like this intense dating that happens real fast. It's not this long, drawn out process.
Yeah, you're not wondering like, are they going to text or call? You know, I mean, the worst case scenario is they drop you from their list, and then I can understand that's hard. But then you have so many other options, and you've got all this potential. So yeah. All right, well, let's focus on the couples that did get married. One of which I was like, this is such a goddamn farce. I can't stand this. But the Bachelor and the Bachelorette parties, I mean, I didn't write much. It was just kind of like, they were kind of lame. I mean, basically, they got to go to the Washington Wizards. I've never even heard of the Washington Wizards. I'm sorry. Are they in the NBA?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, are they some kind of
very good? They're not. I don't think they're a very good team. I've never seen them in the playoffs or anything.
So, and then the Bachelorette, they just had this pajama party. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it. I mean, everyone's happy. It was boring. All right. Should we talk about? So Tyler and Ashley's wedding was first, but they have more drama than Taylor and Garrett. But who do you want to start with?
Why don't we, before we talk about their wedding, because this ties into like the people at the wedding and...
You want to talk about Ashley and Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the woman who is the mother of Tyler's children, her name is Bri, I believe, Bri. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but anyway, she has taken to TikTok, and she, in her own words, has told the story of what happened between her and Tyler. So basically, in a nutshell, she and Tyler were very good friends. He was one of her best friends. She was married to a woman, and they couldn't afford to do artificial insemination. He volunteered to give his sperm, and I believe that pregnancy did happen through some kind of artificial insemination, because she makes a distinction between this and the twins that were born later. So I guess before she got pregnant and before the baby was even born, her wife, they broke up. Her wife left and moved to California, and the baby was born, and I think, Tyler was there to support her when the baby was born. And then the mother, her partner who left, her wife, she sued for custody, and it started to get really ugly.
Mm.
And she said at that point, Tyler asked her if he could be part of this child's life, like as a father figure, because he didn't want the baby growing up without a father like he did. So he did, start becoming a father figure. Then at some point before that baby's first birthday, the two of them had sex. And she said she has, she got pregnant with twins, and she says she has kind of conflicting feelings about that because she says, I am someone who has lived most of my life as a lesbian. And so it didn't sound like, and she even said that, that they didn't have like a romantic relationship. I guess it was just that one-off thing.
Yeah.
And Tyler was living with her for a while, and he is on the birth certificate of the twin daughters. And he was, helping to raise all of these children, but their relationship was not romantic. He told her he was going on this show. She knew. And she said the last time that any of them all saw him was on September 30th of last year, 2023, which was the day before he left to go start filming Love is Blind.
Yes.
Yeah. And then she said that during the taping of Love is Blind, he actually called her and said that, if I get married and we have this wedding, I want you and the kids to come to the wedding.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But that never came to fruition. So she said that never happened. But then, he came back. And then when all this started coming out, then he scrubbed his social media of any pictures. And basically she hasn't seen him, or sounds like even talked to him, and the kids haven't seen him for a year.
Wow.
So it kind of makes me think that maybe Tyler wanted to tell Ashley, knew he probably had to tell Ashley, but never had the nerve to actually tell her the truth. And so he came up with this sperm donor story, thinking that somehow he could spin this, because it's not like he was in a romantic relationship with her. That really wasn't the issue.
But what I don't understand is, the cover is worse than the crime. Like this alone, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with any of it.
Right.
And I would think, personally, if I heard from someone like, wow, that's, it was nice of you to donate. It's nice of you to help your friends. And it's great that you want to be in their lives. And this is wonderful. I just don't understand. I mean, you said instantly that Ashley made you feel safe and at home. So if she made you feel safe and at home, then you should feel safe enough to be honest with her about like who you are and what your life is. And so that's the part that's really like, what? And so that's what makes me think that even that he's a little, that he's a bit of a pathological, like this is kind of what he does. Because we all know about the girl, he texting other women, and we've seen those text messages and him and loaning that one woman that loaned him like $10,000. I think that he has a hard time being upfront and honest in these relationships. That's the sense I get.
Well, see, I don't know why I'm like taking his side, but and I'm not taking his side, but just seeing a different angle of this. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say he's a pathological liar. To me, he looks like someone who thought he could get away with this and realized that I'm probably not going to I probably will lose Ashley if I tell her the truth. I think he went into it thinking, okay, if I find someone and I fall in love, I'm going to have to tell them. And he thought he could handle that. And I thought he probably had something in his mind that he was going to say. He gets into it. He immediately hits it off with Ashley. He is head over heels for her. I think he chickened out. He was scared. He was like, if I tell her this, she's not going to want to be with me. This is going to be too much because she's much more traditional. I don't think she would have been attracted to the idea of just walking into this relationship with a man who has 3 kids. Kids. And so then he started to do the slow rollout. And I think maybe one of the reasons why he talked to her so often about kids was to kind of see where she was at. You know, and we don't know what he said to her that we didn't see. He might have sort of been testing her to see, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Oh, I have a friend who did da 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 da. What do you think about that? You know what I mean? And I think he realized that, oh no, she's not going to go for the truth. So I'm going to give her a little bit of information here, see how she reacts to that. And her reaction to that was positive. She said, I still want to be with you. And maybe he thought, well, okay, after the wedding, then we'll be married. And then I'll tell her the truth eventually. And, you know,
but that's lying. I mean, maybe, let's take out the word pathological.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's not like he's a sociopath.
No. And that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's just someone who I feel got caught up in a you know, not disclosing, lying, whatever you want to call it. He got caught up in it, and it was too much, and he didn't see any way to. And we don't know. Maybe, I guess we'll find out at the reunion. Maybe after the show, he told her.
But my issue is this: is that the minute you know, you have only but time to sit down and you know, think about these things. And it's not like his proposal was something that he was just off the cuff, like, oh my God, I was so moved with emotions that I asked her to marry me. He asked her to marry him under false pretenses by not telling her everything. And that, you know, which again, if I'm Ashley, I kind of feel a little tricked. And then to like slow roll this out, I feel even more tricked and more humiliated. I think that, you know, that it shows you that Tyler does not believe any of the bullshit that he's saying at all, because he speaks in a lot of platitudes. He speaks in these ways. I'm going to get married. We're going to have babies. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I mean, it was just all too much. And it was like, yeah, I want to fall in love with someone, and I want to have this romantic thing without these complications of this other part of my life. But I don't care if that's what you wanted or if that was easiest for you. You still entered into this.
Yeah.
Not telling her the truth.
No, absolutely 100%. My legal brain is just trying to see it from a different angle.
And listen, if he comes out on the reunion and says that and says, listen, I had every intention of telling people, I freaked out. I met Ashley and I was so scared. And I thought, oh shit, like blah, 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 you know, but apparently he scrubbed the pictures of his kids before he left for Love is Blind.
Well, yeah, because I was wondering, did the producers know about this?
But apparently that's what I read, that he scrubbed it. So I don't know if the producers knew or not, but he definitely didn't want the public to know.
Yeah, when they were casting, because he claims, I saw in another interview, he claims he was approached on LinkedIn. So he wouldn't have scrubbed all of his social media before being contacted by them. You know,
no. I'm not saying he scrubbed his social media before he was contacted. I'm saying when he was leaving for the show, he scrubbed it. That's what I heard, is that he was like, okay, I'm going to be on the show. I don't want these kids weighing me down. Let me scrub it and then, you know, try from there. I think it would be very different if he didn't scrub any of it. And maybe he told her that story in the pods of, I was the sperm donor. And then it comes out that, okay, maybe I was a little more involved with these kids, and it's kind of this odd situation. I just think that he knew that if he told her the full truth, that she wasn't going to marry him.
Yeah, no.
Because you already really royally effed up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a little bit like Steven and the sabotaging things. Like, you've sabotaged this relationship. You sabotaged it the moment you proposed and didn't tell her who you are, what your life is. And again, I just want to say, if Ashley wasn't going to accept this and these kids, then this is not meant to be.
Yeah.
Sorry. Psych Legal Pop will be back after these messages. But I think she would have.
That's
think
why
she
I
would
think
have.
he just got into it too deep. He thought he could handle it. He thought he could finesse it. And I think that's one of the reasons why he was pretty emotional at this wedding, because I think he knew, man, I fucked this up. And I'm going into, I want to marry this person, but I've got this thing that eventually he knew eventually he's going to have to tell her. And I don't know. I can't wait to hear his story on the reunion. I just can't wait. But
I want to hear from, I really am dying to hear from Ashley. But the other thing is, apparently Tyler has been going on podcasts and talking about this. The other thing I wonder with Tyler is that I also wonder, Tyler likes the fame. I mean, we saw from the bachelor party, like when they get the halftime show and the shot, like he's a showman. He's a showboat. He likes to be in the spotlight. He likes to be this. And so I also wonder too, if he really is one of those people that everyone suspects everyone to be, but if he really was like, I want to get on this reality show, and then I'm going to be this guy, and then I'll go on the Ultimatum or whatever the next Netflix reality show is. And then I'll like have some product deals. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was pretty cringy watching.
Yeah, the whole thing was cringy.
Knowing what we know.
And he's talking to his friends about making babies. And like,
I know.
Do the friends know?
That's what I wrote. Do they know? He's shooting pool, talking about going to go to the baby making station. They're like, what? You're going to try to have a baby now? Yeah. Do they know you're 3?
I don't know.
How good of friends are these? I mean, are these really your friends?
Well, and is everyone holding the secret for you? You know, is everyone pretending? It makes me wonder. It really does. And then it's just painful to see Ashley. I mean, Ashley looked amazing. I just wrote down, Ashley looks amazing. I feel awful for her. Because you just kind of know. It's like, oh God, this poor girl.
Yeah. And I have to give it to Ashley. She pays tribute to her mother. I guess, she didn't have a good relationship with her dad till recently. And her mom, raised her as a single mom. And so her dad's going to walk her down the aisle to her mother. And then her mother's going to give her away. And then when they ask who gives this woman in marriage, the mom says, I do. Not her father and I.
This fucker back here hasn't done shit. Not just showed up here today.
Over here and me. No, I do. So I loved that. I thought that was great.
Yes. But then we see Dawn, Tyler's mom. But the dad's not there. And I was a little confused because at first he said he didn't feel like he could be emotional around his dad. But also his dad's sick?
Yeah, I said something like his dad couldn't be there because basically he says he's at home dying.
Yeah.
He can't come, but he put that on himself. What does that mean? And then he says he can't be emotional around him, but he's just kind of a random stranger to him. Yeah, he can't be emotional because he's just a random stranger. I don't know, a lot of daddy issues right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And with the mom too, I was thinking to myself, does she know?
Yeah.
She's got to know she has these grandchildren.
Yeah. Well, so she says to him, it's your turn. You just give. I'm like, what? So far, the only thing you've given is sperm and a lot of lies.
Well, I think he did. I think that Bree acknowledged that he was helping with the kids. I think they were living together, and he, I don't know, but yeah, I'm wondering about Dawn. She seems very nervous. Very nervous. And it's like, okay, what are you nervous for? She must know.
Yeah, she's got to.
And he's probably told her, I haven't told Ashley yet.
So don't mention it at all.
Right. He would have to tell everyone, If she doesn't know, you can't say anything. So I think Dawn is rightly concerned.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah. The ballet dancers were interesting. I didn't quite understand that, but okay.
Well, it was kind of like, that looks like sort of a lyrical or praise dancing, they call it, because they're very religious. They're praying. I think that was like praise dancing.
Yeah. Well, Dixon which I love. His advice to her was, don't run when things get bad. There'll always be bright moments. And I'm like, this from the guy? Didn't you go leave? Like,
the guy who left you for most of your life and just came back to be on this show.
Yeah. And then what? She's then going to stay in this relationship with this liar, like, no, you can leave. You can go.
Sometimes it's warranted.
Yeah. And they say, I do.
And they jump the broom.
Yep.
And now we're all on pins and needles.
Oy vey. I mean, but have we heard anything from, I don't even know Ashley's last name. Like, have we heard anything? Has Ashley said anything?
I saw her, I can't remember if it was TikTok or Instagram account. She basically only has 2 posts. One is the cast photo of her from the show. And then the other post is like some goofy post that's old. So she's not out there for obvious reasons at this point.
Yeah.
So
that's Tyler and Ashley. I mean, if we didn't know any of this, we would think this was a huge success.
Yeah.
We really would thought like these 2 people are destined to be together and we'd be so happy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So
all right.
We have Taylor and Garrett.
They had them getting married at the same place. I'm like, they're like, we're down to 2. We're down to 2 weddings. Let's just shove them in one day.
Yeah.
And just be done with it.
They always do it at the same place.
They do? I thought that they did it at different places.
No, it's always the same venue. I don't know if they do like on the same day, like one in the morning, one in the afternoon, but.
Oh, I could have sworn things looked, maybe they used different rooms. It felt like different, same seasons, the rooms looked different, but okay. So this is Taylor and Garrett. And we see, I mean, I think the biggest thing with them was the fact that we meet Taylor's dad. Yeah. And he is not at all kind of what we've been told, that he's, I get the sense that Taylor's dad was like, I don't know about all of this. I need to meet the guy. And if you get to the point of the weddings, I will show up and I'm happy to support you. But up until then, I'm not going to play along.
Yeah. Well, I think it benefited them that, they went to San Diego because I guess her family refused to come out I don't know. Anyway, they went to San Diego and probably spent more time with her family.
Without cameras.
And more naturally and organic, because they must have gotten very close to him because her dad, Tom, he tells Garrett he loves him. Mm-hmm. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. At first I was like, who is this guy? I was watching him and I'm like, wait, is this Garrett's dad? This guy looks totally different. Like, it took me a minute to figure out this is Taylor's father.
He's helping him put on his tie.
Yeah.
Having this very heartfelt interaction and discussion. Mm-hmm. So they must have bonded in San Diego.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess however Taylor kept phrasing it, or how she was sort of talking about it, I think isn't quite what was. I'm not saying that Taylor was lying. I'm just saying like Taylor's perception and how she was describing it to us maybe isn't necessarily the truth or what was real. I think she was sort of being this whole thing of like, my parents won't participate in the show. And so therefore that means that they're disapproving. And I think it was very much like, no. We're fine with you participating in the show and we'll let you make your own decisions. But if this is going to involve us, we're going to do it the way,
right.
This is how we're willing to do it. And I'm sure to these, in the reality show world, anybody that kind of pushes back, you're sort of seen a certain way.
I think her family is just very cautious and rightfully so. I mean, the mom did come out.
Yeah.
Didn't she come out to DC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She did. So she was willing to do that. I think they wanted to meet him first. I really do think they wanted to meet him
exactly.
first.
I think she was doing recognizance.
Yes.
Because Tom said, well, Fong, she's very intuitive and she would know if you're in love and if you're a good person. So he sent Fong first.
Yes. You go, Fong. You suss this out.
Go vet this guy.
Like, we've met him, we like him, but you go and see him in his natural habitat, and you come back to me and you tell me what the truth is. And maybe Fong must have been like, okay, I give him the thumbs up. And Dad's like, okay, fine, I'll put on a suit and get on a plane.
Well, and then they went to San Diego. I think Fong came first, and then they went to San Diego after she came.
Oh, I thought she came after.
No, she came before.
Okay. All right.
He had never met her before when they had that dinner. That was his first time. Remember, they had a dinner in a restaurant. That was his first time.
Oh, was that first time?
Or maybe did she just meet with Taylor?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I remember seeing the restaurant. I thought they were both there.
But anyway, you got to get Fong's permission. Basically, this is what we know now. This is what the truth is. If Fong gives you the thumbs up, you're good to go.
That woman is serious.
Yeah.
Like, every time you look at her, like, I don't even know if she cracked a smile. I mean, she always looks a little concerned. Mm-hmm. Just this look of concern on her face.
Yeah. I have to say, I would never pick this for myself. I don't think I would look good in this at all. And it's not something, if I saw it on like a hanger, that I would pick. But Taylor's dress on her looks amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
very interesting.
It's very interesting. I love the sleeves. And I didn't know that it had like a short skirt in front, like all of it. It was like, it just worked for her. Mm-hmm. And it was really good for her. And it fit her like a glove. She looked amazing. Both Ashley and Taylor looked incredible. I really liked both of their dresses.
Yeah, I'm sure Fong did all her alterations.
Oh, yeah.
Fong knows.
Yeah. Well, Fong also is really good at keeping things, because she's got all these letters from maybe her parents or her father's parents. And now she's keeping baby things. I'm like, oh God, I'm a terrible parent. Do I have any of that? I'm like, did I keep anything? Uh-oh.
Yeah, she kept it for 30 years.
Yeah.
And that's so cute. Like the hospital would make those. Mercy Hospital Medical Center, I guess, in San Diego.
Yeah.
Very sweet. Those were the days. They don't do that anymore. It's like, here's your kid. Get out. We got to put someone else in this.
Well, they're they don't give you any of that. But you can tell that the family's very sentimental, mm-hmm. and really does think. They're very thoughtful. And I think that is, and I think you see this with the dad, and I think you see this with Fong. Sorry, I combined their names there, Tom and Fong.
Tom and Fong.
That's their celebrity name. But I think you can see that in Taylor, that she's a very thoughtful person, thinking mm-hmm. things through. And so is Garrett. I think that's what obviously makes them work. But yeah, they seem like very nice, both these mm-hmm. families, everyone seems to get along. And then we learn, this is interesting, it's the 13th, and both their parents got married on the 13th. Both sets of parents.
Oh, both sets of parents.
Yeah, they both said that. Because when Garrett was with his parents, they said, yeah, we were married on the 13th. And I was like, wait, what?
Wow.
That's just meant to be.
And Tom also mentioned that when he got married 35 years ago, he was hammered on his I wonder how Fong felt about that.
Oh, Fong's pissed. She saw that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can see very clearly, like, Fong rules the house. Fong is in charge of everything. And Tom just is like, okay. And this is what it works. Do you know what I mean? I think he's sort of like, she needs to be in charge. She needs to be right. She needs to be this. Okay. I'm fine with that. I love you. I think you're great. So, okay.
Yeah. And Tom says to Garrett, Garrett says, my job is to support Taylor in becoming the great person she is meant to be. And Tom says, well, you have my blessing and undivided attention. Mm-hmm. And he talks about how he's wearing his brother's tie.
Yeah.
And that Taylor was with him when he died. And then it gets kind of dark. He said he had 8 groomsmen. He had only 4 left. One passed last month. And then he says, I love you.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the dad's been through some shit.
Yeah.
And he's got some perspective on things. And I think what he's really saying is, listen, we don't know. We don't know what life's going to bring us. And we're here now. And if you need me, that like you are marrying our daughter and we're going to support you. You know, we're going to be here for you.
Yeah. Carpe diem.
Yeah. And so these two get married. I mean, the big talk was how Garrett has had a real glow up and everyone's like, only a marriage. But I was like, no, I could see like maybe like a stylist getting a hold of him or something like that. But Taylor, she's good. She took something that was not bad. She took a guy that was like a B. And she made him into an A, and with the shirt off, A+. Like, God damn it. I was just
it's the growing the hair out.
Yes.
Because that took a year, because this was a year ago they filmed this. So, the minute that wedding was over, she's like, you'd look a lot better with longer hair.
Yeah. We're just not going to get your hair cut anymore.
Yeah.
She starts buying him clothes.
Right. They start shopping together. Yeah. She's buying him. So he looks fucking hot.
And this is, again, I come back to, men are so much better off when we're with them. Do you know what I mean? We don't need you. We're fine. You need us. You need us. Because God damn it, you can't figure, you know what I mean? You see how these women have done. I mean, we see this all the time. Like women are, the glow up. Yeah. It's usually some woman came along and said, this buzz haircut that you're doing, or like, can you stop posting fish pictures? Or maybe not mention it so much at parties, like all of those things.
Yeah. Well, my daughter, her boyfriend's also a physicist, and she gave him glow up.
Oh, you did? Oh, Andrew, I haven't seen any photos. What?
Well, it's been just over time, a little glow. She's suggesting same kind of thing. Like, you should grow your hair out like this. You should, start wearing these kind of clothes, look good on you. You should, just little things, not a lot,
No, I got to follow Andrew on Instagram. You got to tell me his last name when we get off here. I want to see his glow up.
I think he's,
or is he private?
No, it's just private.
Oh,
I don't even follow him.
Okay.
But from what I've seen with my own eyes, the glow up has happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Anyway.
So yeah, there's I don't know what you can say about these two.
No, I think they're going to be fine. Ashley and Tyler, I don't know what's going to happen there, but if they are not together when we get to the reunion, I will be shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Yeah. No, it's just, and then Garrett's mom, I don't know how I feel about her. She's still kind of like seems very nervous and very, I don't know, kind of a downer.
I get the sense, do you think they're very, very conservative and that a lot of this just feels out of the norm? And I get the sense that he is her baby, her son, moms and their boys and boys with their moms. And I wonder if she really had an expectation or a vision of what she thought him getting married would look like. And that this doesn't at all look like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's just very scared.
Yeah.
To me, she just seems very, very scared. And she's really trying to be supportive.
Yeah.
She's really trying to be positive, but it just kind of seeps through that she's a little bit worried.
Yes. Yes.
So our predictions were...
I think I predicted Ramses and Marissa were going to make it, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I said they weren't going to make it to the altar. You said they were going to make it, but
maybe someone was going to say no.
And then, of course, we predicted these other two would go through with it.
Yeah, in the beginning, I predicted Monica and Steven. I mean, I am terrible at this. Like, I predicted Monica and Steven would make it. Hannah and Nick, everyone saw that. And Alex and, it's interesting. I saw Alex did an interview. It was in Vulture magazine about sort of what happened. And she sort of laid some things out. And she said, listen, I had spent the full day with Tim and his parents. Like Tim had gone to go do something or he was working on something and the parents were kind of tired and sitting and watching TV. And she said, nice to meet you. I need to, she said, I had to be at an event later. And so I need, and I was tired and I needed to take, I saw an opportunity and I took it. And that when he came back, when she had that plate of food, she was like warming up her food. And she was just like, I was starving. I thought we were going to talk about something. I didn't know that he was just going to like rip off, break up completely. Yeah, I mean, she was, she was just kind of like, listen, I like napping. Doesn't make me a bad person. Apparently, she also bartends a little bit. I think maybe that's part of it. She has like weird hours, which I understand. That she was just kind of like, listen, this guy was tough, and he is tough. The my way or the highway stuff is tough.
I think he was just looking for an excuse to break up with her. I mean, he didn't. They weren't compatible.
No,
he wanted someone who would just be like him, do things the way he wanted things to be done. I mean, just their living, the way they live in general. I mean, her apartment versus his apartment, that in and of itself is just enough. And I don't think he likes being challenged in any way. I don't think he likes to, look at other people's perspectives. I mean, it's good they're not together. They were not a good match.
No, I think that Tim has experienced a tremendous amount of loss. Yeah. And he works very, very hard to create a life where he doesn't ever have to feel that loss again.
He wants to be in control. Like he thinks if he's in control, nothing bad's going to happen.
I'm never going to feel loss again. I'm never going to feel heartbreak again. So this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And, Tim,
it doesn't work
that way, Tim. You're, heartbreak is part of it. And you gotta open yourself up a little to people.
Yeah.
But they weren't a good match. Like they just, at all. So say la vie.
Say la vie. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the end of the season. Wow. Season 7.
That's a wrap.
We got a reunion and on to the next one.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to.
Yeah. What a show.
Can't wait to hear from Ashley and Tyler.
Oh, yes. All that good stuff.
They're really the only update I really care about. I mean, I'm sure that these two couples, the other Taylor and Garrett, I'm sure they're still married. And
yeah, I mean, I think I would like to see like Leo and Brittany.
Yeah, sure.
I would love to hear a little bit about them, but people are pissed. I mean, I've seen a lot of criticism of the season. Like everyone says this season sucks. I didn't think it sucked. I mean, I thought it was, I think it's always interesting. It's always fascinating to watch. I think that it feels like it sucked to people because of a couple different things. One being not following Leo and Brittany and feeling a little bit like, what are you doing here? And the other one being that we are never seeing what's really happening. We're hearing it after the fact, and that they're not giving us any, and that it's fine. We don't expect you to film every moment of these people's lives, but we need context. And so for us to sit around and like even the stuff with Ramses and Marissa, it kind of eventually comes out that everything was fine 2 days ago, but Ramses had this conversation with like some family friends or whatever, and they, sort of swung his attitude. It's like, well, it'd have been nice to get some context of like, well, 2 days ago I had this phone conversation and this is what we talked about and this is what happened. And
yeah, that was a complaint I saw a lot on social media. People saying there was, all these things happened off camera. And then all of a sudden they're talking about it on camera and you're like, well, what happened? Like, we know what happened so that I can understand what they're talking about. And I mean, I feel like, gosh, shouldn't they be being filmed all the time? I mean, maybe not 24/7, but why were so many things happening off camera?
Oh, and that was another thing that Alex said. She said that, Tim was very strategic about what was on camera and what was off camera.
Right.
She said that, he would really wait to say certain things and do certain things off camera, which again would tell you something. I mean, again, that's not good for reality TV. That's why I'm like, so obviously you're not doing background checks. You're not ever digging in. You're not asking like the right questions because, I mean, the men were just, a lot. Just not good.
Well, that's the thing is like, are you casting for people who actually are ready to be in a marriage and who have the abilities, the communication abilities, the maturity, are you casting for that? Those guys probably aren't very interesting or dynamic on TV. Or are you casting for someone like Ramses who, you know, he's meant for TV. He's interesting to look at. You know what I mean? And someone like Garrett, actually, you know, he's the kind of guy that you want, and he is attractive. That's another thing. Everyone on this show has to be attractive. So you have to be attractive, you have to be mature, ready to get married, and you have to translate to television. That's really hard to find. And it just turned out that Garrett did match up with someone. There's a very good chance he could have just never coupled up, and we never saw him, you know.
But so if you're the producer of the show, this Chris Colon guy, then how can you then say, well, we're not going to follow Leo and Brittany because we didn't think they were going to get married and they hadn't said, I love you. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit like, well, so are you casting for reality TV? If you're casting for reality TV, then Leo is pretty good. Like, these guys are good. Why aren't you following them? Really, if you were only doing reality TV casting, then you probably shouldn't follow Taylor and Garrett. They're too normal. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's a little bit like they keep leaning back to this whole thing of like, we want to see successful marriages. That's why we didn't bother. You know, we weren't going to find the budget or kick someone else off with Leo and Brittany. That was their reasoning. So, okay.
But that's the premise of the show. The premise of the show is to fall in love and get married. So you have to have at least, you know, at least some people have to get married. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a balance like that. And you're not going to get everything all in one package, which is why, you know, we see some of these relationships falling apart. Because if you're just casting for reality TV, you're not going to get as many people to the altar.
Yes. And I think that's right. So yes, I agree with you that is a problem, that you're having to check a lot of boxes, and that, you know, if you found someone who's checked a lot of boxes but there's a few things that you're like, okay, let's see how this goes. I understand that. And you're not going to pick perfect people, but, I just kind of feel like you could do a better job of like explaining to us what's going on.
Yeah.
What's happening. Definitely. And I think, I mean, if these are the men of Washington, D.C., if this is what's available, then I'm sorry. Yeah. No wonder you all are going crazy.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I think there's a lot of very smart, interesting people in Washington, D.C., but they're not interested in going on a reality show. You know, again, this is a reality show. The casting, you have to be attractive. You have to be interesting to watch.
You know what? This just came to me. I wonder if they had a harder time finding people in DC because so many people that live there are there for their careers and in politics, and that a lot of them would say, you know, people that would be perfect, that if they worked in marketing in Atlanta, it would be a little different. But because it's like, well, no, I'm trying to, you know, I eventually want to be a senator. And so they're going to say no.
But see, they were casting, a lot of these people didn't live in Washington, D.C. proper, if any of them. I mean, didn't they live at like Baltimore? What's her name? Marissa was in Baltimore.
Yeah, like Baltimore, Maryland.
I think they were in Virginia. I bet you not a single one of those people lived in Washington, D.C. proper, the city. They all lived in these suburbs around there. And we don't even know what half these people really do for a living. But so I don't know. I don't know what to say.
All right. Well, I would love to get a casting director to just sort of explain the process, because I would just love to know. That would be really fascinating to know. Like, what tests? Do they take a test? Do they do this? Do they, you know, like, how do you figure this out?
the test would you take for, obviously they do criminal background checks. They do, those basic things. They probably do some kind of light psychological testing.
Listen, they might do the Myers-Briggs because Leo says we're both ENTJs. I mean, maybe they were like,
maybe that's the test.
Yeah.
I think I honestly, again, with casting for reality, I think it's just, you see this person in front of you, like Hannah, she's probably going off and talking about this and and they're like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Like they know she's going to cause a drama. They know she's got lots to say. Mm-hmm. She's attractive. I just think so much of all these other factors go into it that I don't know if these people they think maybe they're ready to get married or they want to do this experiment, but I don't know. The success rate for Love is Blind is not great.
Yeah. Well, I saw one person, I don't know if this was like a tweet or what, but talking about how if they really wanted to make this like true Love is Blind, that they should throw in like 2 or 3 uggos. And like, so this person could be attractive or not. This could be just someone average looking. You know what I mean? No 6-pack. So so do you leap the same way you leap now?
I would argue that there are a few uggos. I mean, I don't think, like Steven is not traditionally attractive.
No, but everyone all these men can wear go to the beach and leave their shirts off
but Leo is not. I mean, if you're talking about faces, there's some ugly faces in this group. You might have a good body, but I don't know. Like, you got to look at the face all the time.
Well, all the women are attractive. I mean, I don't think any of these women, I've yet to see a woman that they've had on the show that wasn't attractive, like a good looking person.
No.
So I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know either. All right. So join us next week for the reunion. And I'm sure our minds will be blown and everything will have been just like, who knows what we're going to learn.
I am going to be livid if there's like Tyler doesn't show up or like Steven, like a bunch of people don't show up.
Oh, they have to. I think and contractually obligated.
Well, but there have been people that have avoided it, or maybe they're going to call in and just video something. I don't know. I want answers. God damn it. I want answers.
Well, we'll get the answers and we will report back.
Yes.
Please come back next week. And thank you for joining us on this Love is Blind journey. And if you enjoy our podcast, please subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you can leave us a 5-star rating or review, that would be very helpful. And if you want even more of us, come on over to Patreon at patreon.com/psychlegalpoppodcast. And we have a couple different tiers you can join to get extra bonus episodes. And we would love to have more Patreon. We've been putting out some clips on the regular feed.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of new Patreon people.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, we've been giving free sneak peeks, previews on the regular feed. You can go and listen to those. And if you like it, come on over to Patreon and give it a try.
Yeah.
So thanks so much. And we will see you soon, I hope.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Bye.